Bonjour à tous. In this lesson, we are going to evaluate indefinite articles. So, what are the indefinite articles in French? An or some will translate to un, in, or un with an apostrophe if the next word starts with a vowel, and de, which is going to mean some. When do we use them? We use them when we need to refer to a multitude of things. For example, a pack of dogs. Je vois des chiens. Or, but it could be a multitude of cats, for example. Je vois des chats. And it would mean I see some dogs or I see some cats, right? When you are talking about a specified number of objects, for example, j'ai un livre, so you know that you have a book, but you don't know the specifics of the book, what it contains, right? If you knew specifics, you'd use le. For example, if I say j'ai un livre or j'en ai un, I have one of them. That implies the use of the indefinite article. But if you want to say something like this, I have the book that contains the reference about something, you would start that sentence with something like this. J'ai le livre qui contient, etc., etc. Right? You also use in relative clauses. Why? Because relative clauses they will introduce details about what you are referring to in the main sentence. So, for example, you have something like this. J'ai vu un sac qui contenait de nombreux vêtements. I've seen a bag that contained a lot of clothing items. So you would need to use this un over here, which is an indefinite article. There are some exceptions, let's say, let's call it. In negative sentences, we transform des, un or une in deux or deux. For example, if I ask you, avez-vous des enfants? Tell me your answer in the comments and see if you have formulated correctly. You could say, oui, j'ai des enfants. And I'm going to also write it over here. Oui, j'ai des enfants. So we see that it doesn't change over here when we are in an affirmative sentence, but in the negative sentence, we're going to see something like this. Non, je n'ai pas d'enfant. And why is that? Because it translates to no, I don't have any of them. So any is something that refers to a singularity, not a plural. So this is why you would see here they transforming in the or the. Also, there's another reason for that because now this is going to become a partitive article. And why is that? Because it also refers to a quantity, a number of objects. And we're going to also talk about partitive articles in a separate lesson, so subscribe for a notification on that lesson. Following, de becomes de in front of a French adjective and a noun combination. For example, if I wanted to say something like this, j'ai deux grandes sœurs, right? So I have, well, in this case, it would mean big sisters, but in the sense of old or tall, right? Not in the sense of big sister, like I guess you could also say it like that because when you say big sister, you usually refer to age. But in order to clarify, this is an adjective and you should not confuse, for example, when you have grande-mère without the, actually, let's try that out. So, for example, if I say something like this, j'ai de grandes-mères, and this should also contain an accent. I don't know if I can find it over here. Mm, yeah, I don't find it right now, but this would mean I have I have big mothers, right? While j'ai deux j'ai des grands-mères. Well, that would mean I have some grandmothers, right? So this punctuation sign can also make a difference. So be careful about the use of de or de, depending on whether you have a combination of a French adjective plus a noun. Also, we do not use indefinite articles in front of religions, for example, Catholic, or any other type of religion that is out there. Profession, which will refer to métier over here, and I'm also going to link in the description a video about métier, about professions. For example, engineer, professor, etc. Except when we start the sentence with a construction saying something like this. Mon voisin est, for example, mon voisin est professeur. C'est this is a valid affirmation, but mon voisin est un professeur is not. So, or when you say c'est un professeur, right? Not c'est professeur, because we do not uh, specify something after that, right? And if you specify, then you would need to use le. So either way, you would need to use an article over there. And also, we do not use indefinite articles in front of the days of the week. For example, samedi, dimanche, right? These are Saturday, Sunday. And I'm also going to make a small video probably referring to days of the week. So subscribe also for that. Now that we've also passed through this theory, it's time to do an exercise. Now we're going to take a look at the solution, and I'm going to go back and forth between the text and the solution. We're going to read out loud the first sentence and also translate. Alors, comment était le coup? So, alors means so. Comment means how. Comment était, you know that it means was. Le cours, the course. So, why would you use le in this case? Well, we're asking about a specific question, comment était, how was. So obviously, you would not say in English how was a course, right? You would say how was the course. I'm referring to something specific. So in order to do that, we use le, right? Next, we have c'était super, la prof est très gentille, c'est qu'une française. It was awesome, super means awesome. Uh, the teacher, la professeure, right? The teacher was very nice. Very is très in French, and gentil means nice. Now, how would we have managed to complete this here with la? Well, let's talk a little bit about this adjective. This adjective over here, by default, gentil like this is the masculine form. We've talked about how we obtain the feminine form by putting an e at the end, usually, and in this case, because we have a consonant between the vowels, that is going to be double. So we're going to obtain très gentille, right? In this case, so because we have an adjective that describes the subject over here as feminine, we're going to use la. La prof est très gentille, c'est, and why did we say c'est une française or and not le? Because we do not talk about a specific thing. We're talking about her. We're talking about her nationality, and the nationality is not specific to only one person. So we're going to say c'est une française, right? And then we have ah oui, il y a beaucoup d'étudiants. Yes. Are there many students? Il y a means are there or is there. And beaucoup de means many or étudiants means students. Now we have something like this. On est 10, we are 10. Il y a, there is un Américain. And now let's 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 think about it. Now Américain by itself over here means American, but we have a final S. So we're going to basically want to say there are some that are Americans, right? So we're going to use, yes, you guessed it, des. We're going to use des. Il y a des Américains. Notice the pronunciation. S plus a vowel makes it the same. Now we're going to have Espanol. Now Espanol is masculine, so we're going to have something like this. Espagnol, espagnol, et brésilienne. Now we see over here that if we have something like Brazilian, it would mean Brazilian, but now in masculine form. But now that we have this also, an N, a double N, and an E final, then we have a feminine student. So we're going to have une Brésilienne. C'est cosmopolite. So now we're going to see to say something like there are 10, there are Americans, one Spanish and one Brazilian. It's very, and this cosmopolitan means diverse in the sense of national, right? It's very diverse. So you have then tu as parlé avec Jean. So now did you talk with, tu as parlé, did you talk avec, with Jean means people. So now you could say did you talk with the people that, but it wouldn't really make much sense because you need to specify which people. Or did you talk with some of them or some of these people? And this would make sense, right? So we need to use the one that makes more sense, including the tu as parlé avec des gens, right? Did you talk with the people out there or some of the people? Oui, un peu. Yes, a little. Mon voisin est boulanger. Now we know from my shorts also, but also from the video about métier, that boulanger means baker. So it's a profession. Now, what did we talk about professions? Usually, we do not use articles with profession, except for when we have a construction like this. Mon voisin est, mon frère est, euh, ma sœur est, uh, or la fille est, or anything like that, you need to use the indefinite article. So you'd say basically my cousin is a baker or a passionate baker in this case. Et un boulanger or a passionné qui adore cuisine. Now, cuisine in this case means the kitchen. Uh, um, I've also managed to give you the solution. Qui adore la cuisine, right? He adores the kitchen, he adores something specific. Now, the kitchen, and similarly, we have over here les voyages, because we also have this noun in plural form, voyage. Would mean singular, les voyages, then we have voyage, which means he loves also the travels, or also loves to travel, right? Il a, il a something copine. La, la copine means the colleague. So now you're going to say if he has the colleague that is Belgian. No, you're going to say he has a colleague that is Belgian. And here, the reason that we also use um, uh, we use an indefinite article in, it is because we also have, and this is a bit of consumer bias, we have he over here, which introduces a relative clause that we talked about in our third case where we use indefinite articles. Qui héberge, alors il va apprendre français. We talk about a specific case now. It has a colleague that is Belgian, and now he wants to learn the French, right? Le français. Et toi? So, in all, the translation will be yes, A little. Uh, yes, a little. My cousin is a passionate baker who adores to cook and travel. He has a girlfriend that is Belgian, so he wants to learn French. And you? Or has a colleague that is Belgian, so he wants to learn French. And now we have our last sentence. Oui, c'était génial. En plus, il y a un étudiant. Now we're going to talk to see over here. Étudiant, but we also see over here. Now, here we've talked about multiple students, right? Now, because we do not have the S, we're talking about a student. So, now we're going to use an indefinite article. Il y a un étudiant très mignon. Uh, J'adore. Now, we're going to talk about something specific. I love something specific. J'adore le japonais, right? J'adore le japonais et je vais acheter. Now, would we use le or un over here? Do we use a definite article or an indefinite article? A little bit hard to tell, but if I wanted to use a definite article, let's say, let's translate it, and I'm going to buy the book. Which book? We don't have any details about it, so we're going to remake this into un. Je vais acheter un livre on a book regarding the topic that we talked about, right? Et regarder des films in the same manner, des films pour apprendre plus vite. And I'm going to also watch movies in order to learn faster. Well, that would be the entire solution for this, and I hope that this exercise actually helped you in understanding the differences between using definite and indefinite articles, and I hope to see you in my next lesson. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this video. For now, bye bye.